jamming out. Same song, new intro.
Yeah.
Finally. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Matt Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the WWE subreddit and the WWE community. As always, joined by co-hosts and hosts and really good friends of mine, Torrin and Rachel.
Hello.
Hello.
We're here.
Yep, always.
Wow.
It's been a morning already.
It has. It's been.
Yeah.
So
it has.
Could be a very interesting podcast.
Yeah.
Buckle up, folks.
No, it's going to be fun. Actually did a podcast with only a few days between, which is pretty good. Get on that good schedule.
We're going to get on a regular schedule. We're going to pick a day and stick to
We
it.
have to.
Yeah. So then when we have a live audience,
Yeah.
they'll know when we're going to be on. I feel like I have peanut butter on my face, though.
You good?
We were chowing down before it
Yeah.
started, so
Had to eat. Blood sugar was dropping.
That's what I'm going to do after this. I'm going to eat.
Yeah. I'm old, so diabetes.
Diabetes.
Anyway.
It's been a interesting few days. I mean, Saturday night's main event. Then we had Battleground, which we had a lot of surprises there. We had Raw, NXT yesterday, not yes. What's today?
Today's Thursday.
NXT
Right.
2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Mhm.
The holiday on Monday did throw me off. My week's all out of whack because I went to Maine on Monday and it was just not used to being out and
of the
about with a
house.
bunch of people
Out of the house at all. Yeah.
I go out of the house. It's just on a Monday. I'm not used to being around that many people when I go out. But first thing I want to talk about coming out of Saturday night's main event was the cage match, Drew and Damian Priest, which is pretty good because I know we talked about this on the podcast Saturday, was where are they going to go from here with that storyline? That we didn't, expect. We didn't know what was going to happen because the end of that storyline, then where's Drew going to go? Where's Damian going to go? But news has come out that Drew is actually taking time off.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
And they said for the foreseeable future, there's no time frame, no nothing. He could be out for a week. He could be out for 6 months.
So means they're probably working on a story.
The guy has been going nonstop for
Yeah.
the past 2 years.
Yeah.
2
I think
years.
he took one break. That was after he got
They
injured.
took a little break.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
it.
but that was like
injury
a
break,
month,
though.
maybe, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we didn't see any injuries. They're not playing up on any injuries. It's just he's going to disappear for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if he'll come back as like a new character of some kind, like a different version of Drew McIntyre.
He's going to shave and he's going to come back and be like his old self.
Well, I think yes, I kind of agree with that. I also think that this is the opportunity needed to be like, oh, this is Drew's time to reflect on Drew.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
kind of build that type of hype.
Personal
because,
introspection.
yeah, because now
Yep.
he's like, okay, I've got my tail between my legs. Now I'm gonna go run and hide because
He's been getting in his own way and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Well,
about to say
he
that.
doesn't think so. But maybe
Right.
now Damien's like,
Yeah.
this is the wake up call, so to speak, that he needs.
Yeah,
But we
I
thought
cost myself the title against Damian
Yeah.
last year. I, cost myself the Intercontinental title. I've cost or the U.S. title.
Right.
Cost himself the money or the Elimination Chamber. He's going to come
He's
back.
got
and say,
nowhere else to blame. So
Right.
now it's like, okay, I think they're going to turn the story into a more reflective Drew. What if he comes back and he's like, I went to a therapist and now I've got this whole new insight of life. And
It was a therapist from the Wyatt videos.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Alexa Bliss's therapist from back in the day. But this goes to show me right here that the new regime under Triple H over the last couple of years, giving people time off. He's come out and said that he's missed funerals. He's missed, important life events.
Yeah.
This just goes to show that they're giving these guys now time off to, spend time with their families and do things.
Well, I mean, if you read the Becky Lynch book, right?
Yeah.
Her book, she talks about, when she got pregnant and stuff like that. Like, they were afraid to go to management and
Right.
ask for any time off, even for having a baby.
Yep.
Like, they were terrified to ask for time off.
Yep.
And so, yeah, definitely
Because it
Definitely
could mean
different.
that they could potentially lose their job.
And now,
Because-
a lot of people take
Because at that point it was drilled in their head that they were independent contractors.
Mhm.
They weren't employees. So, you can be let go. Your contract can be revoked at any time because, that's how he who shall not be named ran things.
Yeah. Sorry, the cats are freaking. Every time we start a podcast lately,
Their
they're like
tails are like
running
poofed
around the
out.
house chasing each other. Like they're calm. They're just sleeping on the couch or doing whatever.
Yeah.
Now they're chasing each other through the under the table and everything.
I'm just afraid they're gonna yank out a wire
That'll
and
be
the computer's
fine.
gonna go flying.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
They just want to jump up on the table and be part of the
I
show.
just want to be
I
part
mean,
of it.
might. Little poop.
But-
Yeah, you're fine. Okay. Anyway,
A lot of other things happened Saturday night too. There's the John Cena stuff is still, that's a whole nother story.
yeah,
Because now I was reading a lot of stuff online the last couple of days since, because originally the rumor was John Cena was going to team with Travis Scott versus Jey Uso and Cody. But supposedly now WWE's upset because Travis Scott, who's been training to be in the ring for that match at SummerSlam or at Money in the Bank, is flaking out. Refusing to
look
do
at the
things.
backlash that he got.
Yeah.
He probably can't stand the heat, right?
bro. Like, not only the whole thing when he came out and he hit Cody. Not only do we have that,
Mhm.
but then you also have the other time he came out instead of The Rock coming out during the Cena match.
Yeah.
People weren't excited about that.
No.
People were disappointed. They were booing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not because he's a heel. I think just because they don't want him. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of that on social lately too. People talking about we don't necessarily want rappers in wrestling
Who
or
asked
just
for that?
celebrities in general in wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not even rappers. It's not that they can't wrestle or anything, right? Like certain people, like Bad Bunny, had a really good reception, but he was a very good wrestler. Logan Paul, love him or hate him, he's a very good wrestler and
He
an
also
entertainer.
built a story around Bad Bunny
Yes.
too.
Yes,
Like, that was like with
Exactly. Logan
Damien
Paul
and
too,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
There's this story, there's a character.
Mhm.
Whereas I think, it's one thing to have celebrities help endorse the brand and be present and be
Mhm.
part of like, that promotional stuff, right? I'm hosting this or I'm doing this. Like,
right.
yes, bring the crowd in, bring the culture in, bring a new crowd, like a new viewers and stuff. But I think, that's what people have been getting upset about, the fans, it seems, is that when you're bringing in these rappers just for the sake of, and I say rappers because it has been mainly rappers right now, I'm talking about Travis Scott, but when you're bringing in these celebrities just to be present for something, people aren't happy with it. I think Travis Scott got such a backlash because of the way he hit Cody and he really injured him.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't do that, right? Like that's
I think it's a lot of the fans too. It's not the backlash there from the Cody and all incident, and all that, but a lot of actual fans that have been watching wrestling like myself since I've been watching since the 80s. We know who's backstage.
Mhm.
We know who's on the roster.
Mhm.
When someone like Travis Scott or whatnot comes in, we know that now someone that we actually have been invested in as a character or want to see get pushed is now on the back burner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're not getting pushed because now we have a celebrity that, they just want FaceTime.
I wonder if Cody was straight up like, no, I'm not going to wrestle that guy. Like he's not ready.
I mean,
I've heard a few
probably.
different things. There's rumors that The Rock told and Cody was aware that he was going to get hit legit by Travis, but I think the way Travis did it and ruptured Cody's eardrum and whatnot was a little off script.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, just listen. I know there's accidents, right? Like accidents happen, but at the same time, it's like you could have slapped the man when he was standing up,
Yeah.
so you had a better shot. Like not when he's down on the ground.
It was also just weird kind of the way they worked him into everything. Because
Yeah.
remember he came out with Jey Uso that one time coming down the
Yeah.
stairs and we were just like, wait, what? Like
Which kind of makes sense why they would do like have on the card John Cena and Travis. Scott,
kind of, but at the
because
same time it doesn't, because like, why is he against Jay now? Is Jay with Travis? Is Jay against Travis? Right?
Well,
There's
now
no
that
story.
Cena, but if you look at Saturday night when Cena came out or when Jey Uso was backstage and Cena confronted him, it's kind of this is what I can take from you,
Yeah.
yeah,
and that's Travis was with Jay. Then he was probably behind the scenes. Cena, made him realize that he was on the wrong side type thing. And
Yeah.
that's probably where that storyline was going to go.
Mhm.
But
It makes sense. I mean, we'll never know.
I think it's also we'll never know. I think probably part of it too is that Travis isn't present enough, so it's like they can't really build the story with him.
yeah,
And so if he can't be present more, like Logan Paul is present enough that they can build something
And
around
he's a
him.
big enough heel right
Yeah.
now.
Whereas Travis, he hasn't been around. He just shows up for these random appearances, so there's really no story furthering
Yeah.
with him.
it's
like,
only
no
been
building.
3 actually.
Mhm. Yeah, and there's no building of it. Like
Yeah,
there's no.
with Jay.
Yeah.
What was that at Elimination Chamber?
Yep.
And then Mania.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah, what can you build around that? It's
Yeah.
not. But
Uh,
that kind of
I've got my own opinions about the whole celebrity thing, because I mean, I get trying to draw the people of different cultures and backgrounds and everything. I do, but I think leave them in the audience.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't
Well, I mean,
need to be in the ring. They don't
or
need to be, or as
make-
like an announcer.
Yeah,
Like,
you make a
Sexy
spectacle
Red
out of
is
it.
going to be an
Right.
announcer for SummerSlam. Okay, cool.
Well, you think
You
about
know what?
celebrities over the years.
Oh, is it Cardi
Is it
B?
Cardi-
yeah,
Sorry.
Cardi B.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah. But I mean, that's like what they used to do back in the day. Like, I off the top of my head can't remember which WrestleMania it was, but there was the one where Jenna Jameson, Jenny McCarthy and Pamela Anderson brought Shawn Michaels and whatnot to the ring.
yeah.
Shawn Michaels
Well-
and Diesel. Pete Rose was, at WrestleMania for years, and he took a bump from Kane a couple times, but they were there to endorse and promote things, not actually get involved in the matches.
Well, you look at the years, like they have done some of those matches, but again, like Mike Tyson, right? That run with him, but there was more involvement as far as story building and stuff like that, right? Muhammad Ali, guest referee, right?
Yep.
So there are ways, I think, to interject celebrities into it
Yes.
when it makes sense, and you use it as a big crowd draw
Mhm.
versus, hey, celebrity, here's another celebrity. I feel like we've just been throwing so many celebrities and influencers at it sometimes that it just feels like it's white noise at this point,
Yeah,
So
right? Like make it special.
like the Burt Kreischer moment on Raw with War. I thought that was perfect because that's Burt Kreischer's, on-screen persona is him acting like that. He's like this shirtless, bearded Neanderthal type dude, and he does that moment with War, and that was perfect. Not too much, not overdone. He was off screen, good.
What was it? It was when they had the Kelsey come in, and he I don't remember what match that was, but not Travis, but the other one. Remember that he came in like after they'd won the Super Bowl,
Oh yeah.
and they
that
had like
was-
interfered with the match a little bit. Like
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah, Travis
He's-
Kelsey or
Yeah,
yeah.
It wasn't.
It was both of them.
It was
both brothers.
his brother Jason.
Yeah, Jason. That's it. But that was fun, right? Like that's something where they're
Yeah.
on the sidelines, they're attending, and they announce, "Hey, we've got the Eagles, or not the Eagles, the Chiefs in the
Yeah.
audience," and then they interfere with the match, right? You have something fun like that, that kind of stuff works.
Right.
Right.
It's when you're trying to force someone into a story, but you're not building the story, that it just feels weird.
And they're not wrestlers, they're not trained. So us as fans, yeah, it's going to draw some people that don't watch wrestling normally,
Hmm.
but what's going to keep them around? They
Yeah.
watch a match with the celebrity they tuned in for, and they see how much that match is going to. And
Yeah.
sorry for saying this, but they're going to see how much that match sucks. Because
Yeah.
that celebrity isn't going to do anything really worth watching.
So I'm not like huge on Speed, but the way they did iShow Speed, I thought that worked really well.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because they played it up. Hey, he's backstage doing his stream. He's here. He's just an influencer. And then the whole thing with Triple H, like, hey, we need somebody to go. Like you,
Yeah.
Tozawa got attacked. He's like,
But
we
it's a
need
one-off
someone.
thing.
Exactly. But that worked because he goes in the ring, he does his thing, and then he gets destroyed by
Yeah.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, because
That
that
was
has
fun.
That had that moment where
Yeah.
no one expected it. It wasn't advertised. Yeah, it was advertised. He was behind the scenes doing, stuff for
Yep.
his show and whatnot. But once that happened in the ring, look at the backlash from that, or not really backlash, but the opposite side of it, where that shit got more views than anything else
Yeah.
that from that pay-per-view.
But that's
on
what you
social.
want. Like you want that kind of
Yeah,
thing to
right.
generate, because then you reached a whole new audience
Yeah.
that they're going to say, man, I might want to watch this wrestling. This is entertaining.
Yeah.
So
When people expect it, it doesn't they know
Doesn't
it's
hit as
not
hard.
going to be as good, but when it's
Yeah.
unexpected, like the iShow Speed, it was like, oh shit, did you see what happened last
Yeah.
night?
Well, Triple H did a short interview. I don't remember who it was with, but he has said, like, oh, Travis Scott is a really big fan,
Yeah.
he's involved, and like they joked about like, oh, when am I going to be on payroll, that type of thing, or like see you on Monday, come to work, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why can't we just let celebrities be fans?
Mhm.
Right? If they're fans, like I think they would just as much enjoy again those little spotlights, here and there, like come to the ring and do a
Yeah.
slight interference, slap a wrestler
Get
on the
RKO'd,
sidelines,
yeah.
like whatever. But as far as like integrating them into storyline, I don't think that they belong there.
Unless they can draw a really good real life connection with that person, right? Like if it's somebody
Fair.
who
Like Bad Bunny did with Damien. They
Yes,
had Damien
exactly.
Priest, which
Yep.
actually built that
But they're
story.
actual
Yeah.
friends.
exactly
Right.
right, like yeah,
Like,
they've
they're
got history
actual friends.
outside of the ring,
Yeah.
so it worked. It felt natural.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Bad Bunny is a good wrestler. Like
Yeah.
he did a great job.
He was supposedly training before he ever made an appearance because he's
Yeah.
been such a wrestling fan his
Yeah.
whole life that he ended up, becoming this multi-platinum international recording artist that he had the money. He was like, screw it. I'm going to train to be a wrestler, even though I'd probably never make it.
I think the Travis Scott thing too, it could be maybe he started the training and he realized, oh, this is a lot harder than I realized it was.
Yeah.
Because it does take a lot of commitment and dedication and training
does,
to
yeah.
do it
He's
well.
he's that guy though, that musician that made a comment one time. He's like, I'm on stage. He's like, I don't care. I'm the artist. I'll do what I want. So he has that arrogance about him. So I'm hearing the news that he's flaking on WWE. Don't know if it's true or not. Take it with a grain of salt, but I'm kind of not shocked.
Yeah, might have gotten some reality check.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll find out.
Yep. Do we want to talk about the Cena match since we're talking about the Travis Scott stuff now from main
yeah,
event?
we can.
So I remember on the previous podcast, I was really hyped about that match. I was looking forward to it. Listen, R-Truth has done an amazing job. He always does. But him coming out as Ron Cena with the intro and everything was perfect. He did such a great job. I'm going to be honest though, I was so disappointed by the ending of that match.
Yeah.
Now I understand we've still got Cena supposed to ruin wrestling and everything, but I just felt like there was no payoff to the buildup for everything, especially with the history that Truth and Cena have. Now I know they were waiting on the interference moment for later in the night because it definitely fits the main event more and all that. But it just, I felt like the match fell flat in the end.
Yeah.
Because there just wasn't really good payoff between Truth and Cena. And we don't really have like, what's the next phase, right? And there was no, I mean, there was a little bit of conflict in Cena, but it wasn't as much as I was expecting.
Yeah.
Being Truth.
That little tease where he was going to hit R-Truth with the belt
and
then stopped and they looked at each other. It kind of gave you that, oh my God, Cena's about to, turn things around. And then, no.
I knew that they weren't going to turn Cena around. Like, I knew that Cena was going to win that match. Like, hands down. I mean, he's still got half a year left to go. But here's the thing. Like, the story with Truth and John should have been able to be developed a little bit more in the ring. Because Truth is really great on the mic. John Cena is great on the mic. And you can have them two spat all day and all, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's going to be what happens in the match itself that draws that story and drives that point home. And to have it just kind of like, it didn't really give that, like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like I or even just like an ending, you know what I mean? Like, okay, he's now wiped the floor with Ron Cena, like, and then moved on, but there wasn't, it wasn't that feeling.
Unless we see Truth come back again because of Truth's persistence.
Well, he's already saying like, oh, I'm getting through to him. I'm getting through to him.
I think, we could see that, right? We could see another match between him and Cena.
He's going to team up with somebody else. Like,
Yeah,
Truth is going to come through with somebody else, and that's going to be another match.
Him and Randy Orton.
Maybe.
The only thing I didn't
Truth.
like about the ending of that match was, yes, I understand where they're going with the story with Cody and Jay and whatnot and that tag match, but I felt slight disrespect for what they did with R-Truth because when that match was over, no one talked about
the
actual match.
That's
No
what I
one
mean. It's
talked
like,
about it was, I think maybe they should have waited to bring Cody back to Money in the Bank and had R-Truth and Jey Uso, because Jey Uso got involved to help.
Yep.
He could have been R-Truth and Jey Uso, or R-Truth and Cody.
Yeah.
Versus Cena and Logan.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, right? So the match before that with Cena, we had buildup, right? We had that conflict moment where he's walking out at the end of the show. And then we have the press conference. And it created moments that we were talking about until the next event that we saw Cena. Yeah. Whereas, like you said, this one, I mean, I'm not really talking about, again, truth, right? Like,
I feel like it would have made a lot more sense to bring Cody back at Money in the Bank instead of Saturday night. Like, because like you said, maybe even doing like a switch of a card, like if you were to do, announce R-Truth and Jey Uso, and then, something happened to R-Truth, like basically like what they did with Bailey, know, and the women's.
See,
match.
We talked about celebrities. That would have been perfect idea right here. You have R-Truth and Jey Uso versus Cena Logan, because you have the ending of that match. Cena and R-Truth, I thought, was trash, and you could have carried that little feud over, and then Uso and Logan Paul have a feud going on right now. That would have been perfect. Before Money in the Bank, you could have had Travis Scott attack R-Truth backstage. And then you could, as much as we don't want celebrities involved in matches, that would have been a perfect match for R-Truth. You have R-Truth, who's good in the ring. He's getting older. He could have, put over Travis a little bit and had a decent match with him. And then you could have brought in Cody to replace R-Truth.
Yeah. But here we are,
being
what it is. And I don't know. I mean, maybe we just have to believe that there's a bigger plan somewhere.
Which I think there is. It's just, I think my thing is, we're trying to create these moments, right? Like Triple H talks about creating moments. And I just felt like the moment we were building up to just kind of left us. I mean, again, we are still talking about it.
Yeah.
But I think the reality is things just aren't always going to go the way that we want them to go.
Yeah.
Right. Like, while we can predict a lot of stuff, we can, speculate and come up with theories.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they've got a story going that clearly they've been working on.
Yeah.
And it's a long-term story. And so I think it's like Triple H says, just enjoy the ride type thing.
Yeah.
While it is fun to speculate and everything, and we know it's scripted.
Yeah.
But they have done a good job of creating conversation and keeping us guessing, like, where's this actually going to go?
Yeah.
So we do keep tuning in every week, right? Like, it was different from, we talked about the Bloodline when the whole Bloodline stuff was coming to an end, and how kind of we were bored of that, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like, where's this going to go? It's the same thing every week. Whereas this, we really do want to see where it's going to go. And we're also, you have that moment there. You're trusting that, all right, I'm just going to trust the process and hope that they have a story.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we really can do at this point, right? Because no matter how much we speculate or put it out there,
Which, if Triple H's creative has done nothing else, they've brought the mystery back into the story.
Yeah.
And they've done a good job of not leaking major things.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know Cody was coming back.
Right. That's one thing Triple H said in a press conference the other day, or in an interview, was the fact that they've been good at keeping things secret now.
Yeah.
Because he even said in the interviews, like, it upsets me that people are out there, the podcasters, influencers, people like us are out here, ruining things, when we know what's going on. Some people have like inside people at WWE that get fed in news and information on what's going to happen. But he's like, the fact that I'll tune into something or I'll see a clip of someone saying, oh, this is going to happen, and he's like, oh crap. He's like, we just talked about that last night. How does someone already know?
Yeah.
He doesn't mind people speculating, like we speculate on things all the time on the show, but the fact that people are out there, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like me calling Bronson Reed coming back.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
That was a
good.
good prediction. Yeah, that was good.
But one other thing that happened at Saturday Night Main Event that I wanted to talk about, because it seems like there's been more of it happening. We saw it on Monday night with Chad Gable and Penta. Was Chelsea Green taking that chair shot
Oh yeah.
Mm.
and pretty much what they said broke her nose.
No, it was the 619.
Yeah, it was a 6-1. It
Oh,
was
the
the
6-1.
botch.
Nia had the chair
Nia
shot.
took the
Yeah.
chair shot. That's what it was. But yeah, Nia, Chelsea, we saw Chad Gable get dumped on his head and get cut open on Monday.
Yeah.
Listen, they have to slow it down because they're going to start getting injuries,
Yeah.
and holy hell, you're not
Yeah.
going to have a roster like they did. What, last year when
Yeah,
like
a bunch
everyone
of
was out on
injuries.
injury?
Right.
I mean, you had like it was like 10 wrestlers or 15 something.
It was crazy,
a
yeah.
crazy number.
Yeah. And then there
Um,
was speculation. Well, not speculation, but there's people that are saying that Zoe Stark's injury could have been prevented if Kairi Sane was in the right spot.
Mm.
I don't know because
Because they said that if you
She
watch it, I can see
overextended.
their point that Kairi Sane was a little out of place and Zoe looked like she had to overextend to try to reach the kick. And that's how she landed wrong on her leg. But, you know, I'm starting to see this more and more outside of WWE too, people getting what looks like could be preventable injuries.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite possible. I mean, it's just, I feel like maybe the wrestlers are getting too caught up in the moment to where they like, you have to kind of be aware of your surroundings, right? Like that's the biggest thing in wrestling is safety, and safety has always been one of their like priorities in a sense, especially after some, major things happening in the past.
I wonder though if this is like a sign of the times as far as how we were just talking about with time off. Like the wrestlers were so afraid to take time off. They were afraid to get injured because again, if they get injured at all, that could have been the end of their career because they would just get fired during recovery. They couldn't be gone, right? So I'm wondering if, I mean, we've seen Triple H has allowed some more of those moves that used to be banned and stuff like that coming back, like the, like KO's pile driver and stuff like that. I'm just wondering if it's kind of like they have the freedom to do it now. And again, they're pushing the limits and they're just, but again, like you can say, be careful. And I'm sure they are careful, right? Like that's their,
their
job, their training. Accidents happen. And especially the more extreme you go, accidents happen. So I don't know. I wonder if that's just kind of what it is the brakes have been taken off a little bit and they're getting to do some more of these crazy moves and stuff.
Right. I mean, you have to think about it. Everyone's trying to be the superstar.
Yeah.
Right. They're trying to get their name to be at the top, I mean, look at alone Rhea Ripley. She got to the top, right? And now we're starting to slowly see her tick down because they're not doing anything with her, So I agree. I think part of it is just, they're doing these moves to try to be like, oh, here's my moment.
Yeah.
Like
which I don't think that it's anything that the backstage is doing.
No.
Like I don't think Triple H is like, you got to show me you're worth it.
No.
I think honestly, it's just they have this freedom to kind of run and do what they want, and they are just trying to one up each other.
Yes.
And so they're pushing. They're pushing to impress the fans and the universe and all that, and and be superstars.
Yeah.
And
But
it's dangerous though.
I'm on this flip side of that. He may not be saying it like verbally saying, get out there and show me your best, that sort of thing. But when these seasoned guys are witnessing WWE signing younger guys, younger talent, and people that do like Penta, Ray Phoenix, doing the high flying moves and the crowd buying into it and loving those things.
Yeah.
These older guys are like, oh, I need to now do that kind of stuff to stay relevant, to not get put on the back burner. Because
I guess what I'm saying is that I don't think that it's a toxic backstage environment though. Like it used to be a toxic backstage environment that was driven by, I've got to prove myself or I'm going to get fired. Whereas now it's like you're saying, I got to prove myself because these younger guys are coming up. So I got to prove myself so that I can stand out, so that I can rise up, and so it's not like, again, it's not the toxic push of like, you got to do this or you're out of here. You got to show me something, right? Like, 'cause that's how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
If your character didn't show up in a couple matches, you're done.
I mean, the WWE universe is a large part of that too,
Mm.
right? Like
Yeah.
we kind of drive that, So I mean, look what happened with the whole Cody story,
Yeah.
finishing a story thing. Like that happened because the WWE universe willed it to happen.
Mhm.
So they had no choice but to pivot.
Yep.
And look at LA Knight. LA
yeah.
Knight too. He's older. Vince did not buy into LA Knight as a character at all. And that's why he was pretty much squashing him on NXT. And then, when he first came to the main roster, and the fans loved him.
Yeah.
When he was Eli Drake in TNA, and then he came over to NXT, and the fans organically built LA Knight up to where backstage Vince had to acknowledge
no
it.
choice. Yeah. He had no choice.
It's kind of like what's going on with Karrion right now.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
him being the third top merch sales,
And he hasn't wrestled. Yeah.
No.
He's just,
because of what he's saying, and that's
Yep.
why they're pushing him more onto
Yep.
podcasts and more into socials because of that, I think. And I think that's going to build Karrion up. But these older
See,
guys,
That's what Triple H is looking for. And he's kind of hinted at that already. Is that he's looking for people that are going to carry the story and the characters beyond the ring, right? Like that's why Drew McIntyre, that's why he
Mhm.
rose, I think, so well. Rhea Ripley, right? These superstars were present on social media doing their thing, being
Yeah.
their characters as well.
staying in character on
Yeah,
social.
but
too.
even still, like Rhea wasn't always in character, but she was present, and
Yeah.
everything she did pushed people towards the ring, towards the shows, and that's where we see, I think, people like Cora Jade getting let go, and some of those other people who were offline, not really doing things to push people to the promotion, but just kind of promoting their own personal things.
right.
Which, there could be a little bit of that in there, but it's like, join this or follow me here. But it wasn't things related to wrestling. We're not seeing them training in the ring. We're not
Right.
seeing them further the stories like Karrion and Drew.
Yeah.
We're just seeing them do whatever. Right. Like that's the thing. It's like Triple H is looking everywhere now. He's looking for people that are really building the brand and building
Evolving.
evolving, right? Because
Yeah.
so, like, again, social media is not going anywhere. Social media is necessary.
Yeah.
So the superstars, I think, that don't adapt are going to get left behind,
Mm-hmm.
and the ones that do adapt are going to excel as far as being part of stories and being involved in things, right? Like, again, Karrion Kross, how's he staying relevant? He hasn't. I can't remember the last time he's wrestled, but he's staying relevant because he's carrying that story. And he's building something that people are buying into and that are interested
And
in.
that's where I
So
think
that- yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so that when he gets back in the ring, it's gonna be a huge pop because people
Yeah.
have been built up outside.
Right. And that's where I think some of these older guys like Drew, like you mentioned on social media, they understand what in the industry that we call kayfabe.
Mhm.
They understand what that is. So they, bring that character, those stories over to social to promote what's going on in the business.
Yeah.
And they let there's some social media posts by some superstars and wrestlers that, they're themselves. They, like over the weekend, Natalia's birthday party, you saw Rhea, Liv, Natalia, all of them hanging out celebrating Natalia's birthday on a boat. But, outside of that, there are still some of them, like Liv once in a while will post and stay in character. So, and I think that's what Triple H wants to see is that kayfabe outside of the ring a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what I think drives people. It's like, okay, I'm seeing this on social media now, so now I have to tune in. But if they're seeing Liv constantly being herself, if she was constantly on social media hanging out with Rhea Ripley, those fans are going to be like, I'm now not buying in to them fighting on TV.
Yeah, well, like you see them like when they do hot ones and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Like when the Liv and Dom
Dom
hot
ones,
ones was
that
That was great.
fantastic.
That was great.
They were in
Good.
character, like they were furthering the story. Even the
Mhm.
questions they were asked, right? It was all story driven, like they were still
Yeah.
playing it off.
Yeah.
So, they're doing a great job of that. They're keeping that, like you said, they're keeping the kayfabe going outside, but we're also getting that glimpse because we know they are characters. So we
Yeah.
are getting the glimpses into their personal life. But I think that's what keeps us interested in their socials, but
Mhm.
then furthering the story,
Yeah.
right? As you see the stuff on
the,
social.
the
and all that.
biggest superstar in the whole Liv and Dom storyline, as much as they post on social media, as much as they're filmed together, is Dom's fucking wife.
Yeah.
She does not get jealous. He said
Yeah.
she's all for it. And she's
She's been around for
Yeah.
years. I mean, So she
She
knows.
She's allowing this to happen and not getting jealous. This
Yeah.
storyline in general is just phenomenal with them.
I'm waiting to
Especially
see how it all explodes.
Oh God, it's not on the list, but Monday night when she came back.
Oh my goodness.
Finn was in the background, just like,
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Oh my gosh.
but the Finn in the background made that whole scene better.
The memes right now too coming out.
Yeah,
about him.
he's doing the whole Carlito thing.
Yeah.
When
Mhm.
Carlito first came into the Judgment Day. It's yeah.
But we knew
Finn
Finn
is
had been
JD.
stirring the pot, so
Yep.
yeah.
He's doing it for good reason too.
Yep.
Maybe
Finn
they
and
won't give him a
JD
solo
together
run.
are-
Maybe they're just gonna continue with the Judgment Day just to build
Yeah.
that back up. Who knows?
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
There really wasn't much else I was excited about out of Saturday night's main event, though.
No.
I can't say.
Chelsea lost.
Yep.
We knew
Which
that
we
was
kind
gonna
of called that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think they're still pushing her to that because she's been great as that unhinged. I've lost the belt. I want it back character. Like she's been doing a really good job with that
Her
persona.
all black outfit on Saturday that I
Yeah.
pointed out when she came out was
Yep.
I was buying into that dark
Mhm.
little
Well,
bit.
she's in the Money in the Bank match, right? Did she win that qualifier?
No, I don't think she did.
I don't remember. Because I feel like if she's not, then she should be.
I don't think she did. I don't remember.
Because I think she would be your great Money in the Bank winner. Like,
Or has she had her Money in the Bank match yet? No, we saw her at the Money in the Bank match. We saw that match.
Yeah,
That was Chelsea. Who was it? It was when we were at SmackDown.
Rock
Oh, was it?
Alexa, Roxanne.
Yeah,
that's right.
Alexa won it.
Okay.
Yeah, Alexa,
And
Roxanne,
Rhea.
and Rhea. Chelsea might still get an opportunity though somehow because you know her. She's always going after Nick Aldis and talking to him and complaining. So
if
she
somebody
might
gets injured.
she might get another shot at Money in the Bank somehow. She might talk her way into it. Yeah, because
Another
if that's one thing she's
Charlotte
good at,
Flair type.
she's good at the backstage, getting involved and working her way into things or getting her way on stuff. She's really good with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might see another way that she gets into Money in the Bank, or somebody might get injured and she might get a shot at it or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
Because didn't Zelina qualify?
No.
No.
Zelina did not qualify.
Nope.
Who is it right now?
Alexa,
Alexa.
Roxanne, and Rhea.
Okay, and Rhea.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Every
Freaking hate
time.
her.
You're gonna have to start unplugging her.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Julia's in the match too.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
that's
This
right,
past
that's right.
Friday night, Julia won her match. Zelina was in that match.
Yeah, that's right.
And then on the men's side, we've got Seth Rollins, Penta, LA Knight, and Solo.
There's a lot of good storylines going on right there. Yeah.
So this week we'll have a couple more qualifying matches, and we'll be good to go for next Saturday.
Yep.
Goodness.
It's crazy. I know this.
I know another
Wait, it's this Saturday, right?
No, it's next
No,
Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
On this past Saturday on our show, we were talking about it like it was this coming.
Okay,
Saturday,
that's why I was
'cause
confused,
got my
yeah.
weeks mixed up too.
Yeah.
Sorry to the fans that paid attention.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But
We won't be in the new place by then.
No.
Next PLE after that, we both SummerSlam.
SummerSlam,
SummerSlam will be, yeah. We'll have a new podcasting environment and everything for us.
I will be there for that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get Skelly on the
We'll
podcast.
be in the same room.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. We can do maybe like a reaction video.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could
too.
actually. We could do a live reaction.
Live
Yeah, we could
reaction that night. Yep.
Yep. We'll do that. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Get
One
our
thing I
usual
wish we-
Jersey Mikes.
Oh, yes, Jersey Mike's.
New Jersey Michaels.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, please. Give us a discount code.
It's actually a tradition of mine and my friend Stefan's that every pay-per-view, PLE, we get Jersey Mike's and we sit down and watch. So
Yeah, he's got me doing that now. Every PLE,
Mhm.
I've been getting Jersey Mikes and wings. I have to get wings. Yeah.
Yep.
Wing stop now.
oh god. What are you, Dom now?
Yeah. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Chicken
No,
One
because
thing I-
Wingstop's the sponsor of WWE. Well, they're
Yeah.
sponsors.
Speaking of live reactions, I wish we would have done one on Sunday because the outcome of the Joe Hendry Trick Williams match at 2
Yeah. Yeah.
had, I think me and Alex, I never heard Alex scream that much in our chat because that was one thing no one expected. The fact that someone from NXT now is the TNA champion.
Yeah.
So cross promotion, not only do we have the cross promotion shows now, are we going to see more cross promotion champions?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
now that AAA is involved, right? Like they're getting more. And there was talk of them working with some Japan promotions too.
Originally, it was there was rumors because The Rock was wearing that New Japan shirt in that TikTok.
But I thought they were working on some sort of contract or something with some of the Japan promotions.
I think it was Noah, New Japan Noah, which is a offshoot of New Japan, I believe. I haven't watched it in so long, I can't remember. But
I mean, it's just one way for them to really like get people to watch the
Yeah.
other promotions. You know?
Absolutely.
Like again,
Yeah.
it's
Building the brands.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
But cross promotion champions, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but WWE actually ruined tomorrow's AAA pay-per-view.
Oh yeah,
I
you
heard about
mentioned
that,
that.
Yep. So tomorrow night, formerly known as Alberto Del Rio, is wrestling Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. On Monday, when they advertised the Vikingo and Chad Gable match for Worlds Collide, they said it was going to be for the AAA Mega Championship.
Gotcha.
So a lot of fans are upset now
Womp,
because
womp, womp.
Yep, it's like, why are we going to watch the pay-per-view if we already know who's going to win?
Mm.
Yeah.
You don't know how he's gonna win.
El Grande Americano.
Exactly. He's
Oh,
gonna come out. And,
and it's
yeah.
it's gonna be known now that Alberto Del Rio was the one that taught Chad Gable the ways of lucha.
See?
I like last week that they were like, Chad Gable went off to learn the ways of the lucha and somehow came back a
Yeah,
worse
he
wrestler.
came backwards.
Glad me dying.
Pat McAfee has the greatest.
Their commentary has been
lines.
fantastic.
Yeah.
He spent way too much time south of the border because he came back super tan.
Yeah.
That's the worst spray tan I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. Paul Heyman and Braun.
Yeah.
Oh
Braun
God,
Braun
Breakers
Braun
are
Breaker.
pretty
Breaker,
bad. Yeah.
honey baked ham tan.
Yeah, those are pretty bad.
Those are pretty
Yeah.
gnarly.
But I wonder if now that they're trying to push Chad Gable more with this El Grande Americano stuff, if he's going to win the AAA Mega Championship.
I think so.
Now that we're seeing cross promotion stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I'm very conflicted because you've got American Made, which they created to help the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile, right? To push them. And now, like, in the middle of getting them like known, you know, really like educated and pushed and stuff like that. Now you're taking Chad, the veteran of the group, and you're pushing him to another promotion, another side character, like a solo run. Essentially,
It's not Chad
like,
Gable. El Grande Americano is not Chad Gable, guys.
They're friends,
Yeah.
but they're not the same person.
I guarantee you we're going to see a match where Chad's fighting or El Grande Americano is wrestling and the other one's going to come out because they already pulled that once when he was
Yeah.
backstage. They were hauling somebody.
Who was helping him?
Exactly. Who is it? Kurt Angle.
It's Kurt Angle. No, it was Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
Because they
So,
did put him
was
in a
awfully
hoodie so
smaller.
they couldn't see tattoos or anything.
Yep.
Mm.
I think we're going
No.
to see something further with the story for sure, though. I hope
So
we do.
even if they did, like, I would still tune in just to see how he would win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they did spoil it, you know. So
I'm a huge Vikingo fan. He did a lot of stuff with AEW when I actually gave a crap about them. So
you have
not to
start
throw
giving a
shade
crap
or
again.
anything, but
Mhm.
so I can't. I'm hoping he actually that's true that he's winning tomorrow night. So or this weekend. Sorry, Saturday. Because I might actually tune in and watch it.
Yeah.
The cats.
Yeah.
She's playing. She's chewing on Rachel's foot right now.
Yeah.
But Other than that, outside of Saturday night's main event, we had TNA Battleground. A lot of nothing. Monday night, did anything big that you guys want to talk about happen on Monday?
Not,
There really
I don't think
wasn't
anything
much.
crazy. Yeah.
It was because we had, we didn't even have John Cena or anything come out on Monday. We had them bring out Bronson Reed with Seth, which I
Yeah.
thought was a good promo because Seth did bring up the, I got tsunami'd 1,000 times.
That was good. Yep. I'm
Yeah.
glad they addressed that because we
They
were all
had
like, why is he
to.
teaming with him now? Yeah.
The Wyatt Six. They're
Oh.
back.
That was,
That
the
was
week
Friday.
before, which we didn't talk about though.
No,
Yeah, we really didn't talk about
Yeah,
that.
because Bray's birthday. That was a
Yeah.
really good tribute they did to
that
Bray.
was that
That
was a
was.
really good tribute.
I can't wait to see, what they're going to do with the Wyatt Six now that they're back. If they're going to incorporate Alexa into it a little more.
I don't know.
I
I mean, she was talking to Lily Doll, so
Yep.
Yeah.
That was cool
yeah,
because they're starting to do that angle more,
Mhm.
and her and Charlotte now.
that promo,
Yeah.
vintage.
I like the the throwback to the old promos with
I am the
Charlotte.
queen.
Yep.
I am the queen. Oh, when I was actually at that Raw in Boston when she did that, and I could not stop laughing. I am the queen.
She's great. I love her Mike Styles because it's like a little kid, but like with adult humor, and it's amazing. I
Oh,
love it.
NXT. Stephanie.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Title
Stephanie
change.
Meyer.
That was pretty big, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was
Well, that's the confirmation that like Stephanie Vakir and Jordan Grace are now being.
that's the word. Yep.
Yeah.
Because we were like, well, why didn't Jordan win it? And then it makes
Yeah.
sense that the word on the street is
I was
that.
like, the very next day she lost it to somebody
Yeah.
else. Like,
Yeah.
what?
That I kind of don't understand. I mean, respect to JC Jane. She's phenomenal in the ring. Didn't expect her to be the champion. But I also have a hard time buying into Stephanie losing to Jordan Grace, but then or winning, beating Jordan Grace, but then losing to someone that Jordan Grace could easily beat.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, transitioning her onto the main roster, but they could have done it a little different. But
Yeah. I like that she's going to Raw
I
because
think they just had to do something.
yeah. I really want to see Rhea and Stephanie.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good matchup or a team up or something.
Battle
Yeah.
of the Goth Mommies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think their personalities would go really well together.
Maybe that's
Yep.
a story that they start pushing,
Mhm.
Because
Hopefully.
they haven't really been doing
And
much
then
with Rhea.
SmackDown, Jordan's going to SmackDown. So who would she be with? I wonder if they might team her up with Zelina.
Or Ivy.
Ivy's on Raw, though.
Yeah,
Is she on? Raw?
yeah. American Maid's on
Yeah,
Raw.
American Maid's on Raw. But
Does
they
that
could,
make sense?
because I mean, supposedly they're doing a draft
True, that's true too.
to move shit
Yeah.
around.
Yep.
Yeah. That's essentially. I think that this is the draft. I don't think it's going to be that official. Like,
No, I think
event.
they're actually doing.
But
it
I
this
think
year.
that might
Yeah.
be. I don't
They
think
haven't
they're
announced
gonna
anything.
like, because them bringing Jordan and Stephanie up right now is just what fans are thinking, and what we're speculating. But until they actually sign their contracts, we don't know.
Yeah,
So
because they brought
could
Roxanne
do-
up sooner.
They
than
they
them.
could do a
And
draft
Julia, yeah.
with Stephanie and Jordan still with the NXT, because when they do the draft like they did the last time, they had all of the NXT superstars in a room.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I
So
remember
they
that.
could have Stephanie and Jordan with the NXT crowd or group, and then they get drafted,
Yeah.
and that's how they bring them up.
I'd be interested to see. They haven't made any type of promotion or announcement about it, so
Right.
I don't know if they will.
They might have Money in the Bank
They
I
could.
think so.
because that's how they do some of those smaller events. That's what they'll do. Is they'll be like, by the way, in 2 weeks we're gonna have the WWE draft or something
Yeah.
like that.
Or they could announce it
Yeah.
this week, tomorrow, or tomorrow on SmackDown, or next week.
Yeah.
The Monday after Money in the Bank, we're going to have the draft. Let's shake things up for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know.
we'll see.
We'll see. Just like we'll see a whole lot of nothing popping up in my packs of tops. Slam.
Bro, I opened 7 Inception packs and got nothing.
I opened a ton. Not only the Inception packs, but I also opened the Ascendancy packs to get the Live
Oh.
cards, and got
15 packs before I got a pull.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I pulled the freaking which there's a set.
I pulled the Memorial Day pack and got both versions of Hacksaw in one
Yeah,
pack.
I did too.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
The Memorial Day packs I get both in the same pack. But these like Ascendancy, the Inception, which if you do play WWE Slam, Inception right now does have a double XP event, which it seems like they're tending to do at the end of
A cycle.
a set's run.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to, and the end of the month is coming up, so the battle pass ends in 18 days. So if you're looking to finish that, double XP will help you finish that.
Hmm.
And if you
Mark
get
there.
any,
coins, because we're gonna have Money in the Bank stuff coming up.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and if you have any cards that you don't want and want to trade, the Skelly right there. Add me, follow me, send me trades. I'm looking for anything, Liv Morgan.
Mhm.
But the packs, yeah, like you said, the pull rates, not only the pull rates, because if you buy gems and stuff, yay, another Roxanne. But if you buy the gems, you get decent pulls.
Yeah. Well, you get decent pulls. Last week I didn't get decent pulls.
But it's annoying that, if you buy, and I know it's against terms of service with Topps, but there's people out there buying and selling cards on eBay. So and digitally, I know it's against the terms of service, but so you should be able to actually get some of these super rares and whatnot out of just saving up coins. They should, like, I think you mentioned it last week, Torrin, they should allow higher tier packs with your
Yeah.
coins.
I would pay 8,000 coins for a normal 4,000 coin pack if it had an increased chance of a super rare or an iconic, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely pay more. I would save up. I would be I mean, like, I'm already doing the daily missions, the weekly missions, so I'm already doing all that stuff. But like, I would say even give me more stuff to do. Give me more ways to earn coins too. Like,
Yeah.
See,
I'll do
I've
it.
gotten to the point where I will actually go in sometimes randomly, and I'll go here and just do
Oh,
some
yeah.
surveys to get coins to buy packs.
I always forget about that.
Yeah, if maybe they gave gems for those instead, but I mean, people are doing this stuff to get the coins. They're spending their time.
Mhm.
I think we should have that option to buy packs that are worth more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some current sets should be included randomly in mystery packs.
I agree. Because the mystery boxes hold no meaning.
No
right
value.
now.
I already completed all
Yeah.
of those sets, so it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
at
like
this point, like, those cards are literally just to do the crafting dailies when they pop up.
Yeah.
And like the wheel spins too. They give you cards you already have tons of.
Yeah.
Like if I go into duplicates.
They should do something where if you complete X number of consecutive wheel spins, like you clear the wheel 3 times in, a certain amount of hours, then
Yeah.
they put a higher rarity stuff on it.
Yeah.
So like
Yep.
every 24 hours, you can reset your wheel
Yeah,
cycle.
I've got
and-
over 2,000 base tier 1 cards.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at this. I
Mhm.
have some of my uncommons. I have 31 plus. If I go into these base tier sets, yeah, some of them are going down now, but 79 Meechin cards. Oh, my final level crafted cards. But
What are
I should-
those?
I traded for those. Those were a set from last year, a couple years ago, where you kind of like the CMYK cards.
Oh, okay.
Where you collected stuff and then you used the crafting stuff to
Gotcha.
upgrade the cards. But I just think they should. I'm not saying anything bad about it because I'm still obviously playing the game
Yeah.
religiously every time I take a shit. But no, but every morning I wake up and the first thing I do is,
Yep.
sorry to say
Same.
this, I roll over, check my coins, buy some packs.
I do it before bed. If I
Mhm.
wake up in the middle of the night, I check it. Yeah, it's
See, for me, it's
Losers.
morning. I wake up to buying packs, and and at night I go to sleep doing trades.
Like I'm struggling right now. My weekly is to open 30 mystery
Oh, that's a rough
mystery boxes,
Yeah.
and I'm
What?
like, yeah,
How is
I'm
that a
15.
thing?
I'm 15 out of 30. I'm like, man, this is rough because they reset
Yeah.
every hour. So,
Mm,
man, I'm too busy to sit here and wait an hour just for a box.
true, but some people do. They set.
Mm.
I have notifications every time a mystery box is ready.
I
I'm like,
probably
I-
need to do that. I don't ever have notifications.
Okay, so this is another thing that bothers me, right? I'm opening Ascendancy packs right now. 2 packs, nothing. Anyway, you have like the Liv Morgan Ascendancy pack. I understand why they do this, but the standard pack, right? This does not contain any red or pink Liv Morgan cards. So unless you spend money on the game and get coins, there's no way for you to even try to get the higher packs.
Right.
I think that, again, if you provide a higher tier of coin, like 3,000, if you want, make it 9,000 coins.
Yeah.
Make it triple the price, but give you a chance at those higher tier cards, right?
Right.
Because like some
Oh,
people don't want to spend
No.
money on things.
not even the premiums.
Nope.
They all say it.
Yeah,
Do they
the
really?
the premium times 5 is the only one that gives
No.
no. So the
No.
premium pack doesn't give you the purple cards. The premium pack, though, if you go back to the other one, the premium pack gives you because the purple I think are only available in standard. Yeah, purple's only available in standard.
Oh,
The
okay,
premium
cool.
are the only ones that give you the red and pink cards.
I think that's silly.
Yep. But at least in the standard pack, you have a 1 in 1,250% chance to pull an iconic.
Oh my gosh.
1 in 5 chance to pull an uncommon. I've opened like 20 packs
Yeah.
Yeah.
and gotten one.
Again, it took me 15 packs the other day to get my first uncommon.
I mean, this is no different than any other card gambling game
Yeah.
mystery packs that you guys have bought over the years with
I know,
Magic
I
the
know.
Gathering and
I was buying physical Pokemon cards and I still bitched about the pull rate in those.
yeah.
Yeah, but you could make money off those, right? Like you could
Yeah.
sell them and make money.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
But I do have to say they are coming out with like the Mystic set. I love the look of these cards.
Yeah, that was cool.
So they are coming out with some decent sets. So minus some of the artwork on some of them that look
Mhm.
like the Motor City Machine Guns card.
Yeah, that one was bad, man.
Yeah. The cutout around the
Oh, it was so
Ugh.
bad.
but so
so
anything
say
else you guys want to
Thursday,
talk about before we
No.
So Friday. So we got SmackDown tomorrow.
Yep.
And then we don't have anything this
SmackDown
weekend.
tomorrow? We have
I say, what's our Money in the Bank qualifying match?
SmackDown.
I don't think
preview.
they've announced the qualifier match yet. Usually, probably sometime today, Nick Aldis will do the announcement on social.
Yeah, tomorrow we have Cody Rhodes and Cena will both be on SmackDown.
Oh,
Bianca is going to return.
Mm-mm.
And then we do have 2 Money in the Bank qualifiers announced. Oh, this is going to be a good match. We've got Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and Jacob Fatu.
Jacob's gonna win.
Fatu. Yeah,
Yep.
Jacob's gonna win.
we're gonna create that conflict between
Solo and
Jacob and Solo. Yep.
Yep.
And then in the women's qualifier, we have Jade, Nia Jax, and Naomi.
Naomi.
Maybe they might give her a push.
Never know.
Yeah, but Jade and Naomi and Nia, that'll be a
I think it's going to
Conflict.
be only because of the feud between Nia and Tiffy, and Tiffy cashing in on Nia.
Mhm.
I think Nia is going
Maybe.
to win that just to put that in fans' heads.
Maybe.
Even if she doesn't win the Money in the Bank match, we're going to talk about that.
I still
Yeah,
want a Naomi push because she's doing a real great job with that
her
heel
new-
persona. I
like her new
love
persona,
it.
Yeah.
That little creeper episode, like
Mhm.
that's gonna be a good match though. Well, I'm hoping
Just
it's gonna be
standing
a
in the
good
back
match.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
lurking.
Hoping that's gonna be a good match.
But I also want to see what's happening with the tag division on SmackDown because for once I actually care about it. With Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, the Street Profits, and who else do we have in the
DIY.
tag division?
DIY.
Oh, DIY, yeah,
Mhm.
because
DIY just got destroyed by
Yep.
Yeah.
Sister Abigail.
I want to see what's happening there with the bringing the Wyatt Six into the tag. Who's going to be that tag team out of the Wyatt Six?
Yeah, that's
Is
a
it
really
Joe
good question.
Gacy and
Dexter?
yeah?
Yeah, probably.
I would love to see more Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the way he was crawling around the ring. He doesn't use his legs.
Yeah,
Freaking monkey crawl around
Mhm.
the
I freaking
ring.
love that. The way he just like jumped from the mat to the top rope.
Yeah.
To get
he's
Montez.
yeah.
Yep.
that was great.
I'm very excited. I need them to push the Wyatts. Like they're great wrestlers. I just need them to be
Need
able to have
something.
some airtime.
Yep. Need something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, I was just about to say, I hope we see them this week, and I hope it's not going to be, oh, you're going to have to wait a couple weeks,
Yeah.
because that's what happens sometimes. They bring something out that we're excited for, then we lose interest because they're not there.
Yeah.
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 So we'll see.
All right.
But that'll be a wrap for this show, this episode.
Yep.
So-
Make sure you follow us on social media. You can see all of our socials on the side over there.
YouTube.
But make sure you follow us because Skelly has been posting regularly. We're getting content up, clips from the podcast,
Yeah.
and we're gonna be posting as much stuff as we can. But that's where we'll also be able to announce what days we're gonna be going live. Topics, because again, we want to know what you guys want to hear about.
Yeah.
So
We also wanna know
universe
what you
out there.
think, like,
Yep.
what
Let
your
us know.
opinions
Give us your
and-
opinions.
Yeah.
Leave your comments below on YouTube. Throw your comments on the videos that we put out. But we want to know your thoughts because, again, it's the universe. You're just as much a part of this conversation as we are.
Yep.
So follow us and help us out.
Yes. And thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
We still don't have a ending to our show.
Oh, we don't, do we?